Hi everyone, welcome to Friday, hooray! We're at the end of the week and today we are going to be talking about email growth. So email is something I'm super passionate about. I know I say this every week, but email is something that I've seen personally work really well for brands, and I want it to help you today set up great campaigns, ones that are really going to work for your brand and for your business. So we're going to get into email. Now, I don't know if you're already using email really well, whether you're already sending broadcasts regularly. So I try to send mine like every week, every other week, when I've got something good to say, or when I've got something interesting to share. But for brands and businesses, it's something that you can really personalize. It's a really great way to personalize quite easily. And it's also a good way to win back customers, to generate new customers. So we're going to get into it. So here's a little story about how I got obsessed with email and why I think you should be too. So personally, I've made thousands of pounds using email growth, and thousands of pounds worth of sales, and most importantly, seeing it connect brands to customers and clients for the long term. So it's a really great way to boost customer loyalty and to win back customers when you've lost them for a while. So a while ago, I think it's about 5 years ago, I partnered with Marie Forleo's B School. I don't know if you've come across it. I would highly recommend it. It's quite an expensive course, but it's an amazing course for marketers or just business owners in general. So Marie Forleo is an American entrepreneur, and she has an incredible course called B School, which she's been running for years now. But there's a really great community of people, and it's an amazing place to learn all about email. So one thing that I got taught on that course, and it makes total sense once you know it, is that email is all about owning your own list. So on social media, which we all love, we're all here, you're kind of renting the land, if you like. So we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, but we don't actually own our connections. You might have done a while ago, but you don't anymore. So you can't actually proactively reach those connections once you've got them. Even on Facebook, for example, a while ago when Facebook started, it's so off-putting seeing my face. I'm going to try and hide myself. Oops. You can actually, on Facebook, you used to be able to send out an organic post something content-wise, and you knew that everybody in your connections list was going to see it because there was much less content on there. But nowadays, on both Facebook and Instagram, because Meta owns both of them, you don't get any guarantee of reaching your actual connections when you post something, and you'll see the same on LinkedIn as well. So very much Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of the socials, TikTok's the same. You don't get to choose who's going to see your posts. Hi everyone, sorry about that. We're on part 2 of email growth. So I was just getting really excited about renting versus buying versus owning, and very much it's all about, with your email list, you actually own your email list. So it's really important for your business or for your brand that you build and grow an email list. And I can't kind of get that across enough. You'll notice I have a little microphone, so I'm hoping the sound's a bit better as well. So to build an email list, there's lots of different ways you can do it. I'd recommend a couple of different platforms that I actually use for clients and for my own business. One is ConvertKit. So that's something that's free until you get to about 500 subscribers. And then the other brilliant one that I absolutely adore is Klaviyo, and that's Klaviyo. And that's something that's grown really quickly in the last sort of 5 years. And it's brilliant for e-commerce brands, Shopify stores, anything like that. So if you've got an email list that's quite big, Klaviyo is a really good one. It gives you lots of different options. I think all of the systems do now. MailChimp I find a bit more difficult to use. It's not very user-friendly, but it's also good for sequences and automating, which we're going to get onto. So let's start on that note, so we've decided to build an email list for our business, which is a really important thing to do. The next thing is, what are we going to talk about? So number one sequence that I would recommend for emails and for your email list growth, first of all, you need to get people on your list. So you need to think about how you're going to do that. Are you going to give them a special offer to sign up to your list? So if you check out any of your favorite brands, most of them will probably offer an introductory code. And they might even advertise that on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. So like first customer might get 10% off, it might be 15%. I'd recommend a minimum of 10, otherwise you look a bit stingy. So starting with the first sequence that I would recommend, it is the welcome sequence. So once you've signed up to a pop-up option, we didn't talk about pop-ups, but that's also a really good way to remind people that you want them to subscribe. So you can design a pop-up to either with your developer or with a system called Popped-in, which I would quite recommend if you're just starting out. And Popped-in allows you to design a pop-up in your own branding, make it look really smart, and then people can sign up onto that and get onto your email list. So it's just a really good reminder instead of just having something at the bottom of your website. So if you go to onlythekind.com, on the home page, I've just got the subscribe at the bottom because I've got so much information I want to get across to clients and customers. But actually for agencies, if you're an agency owner or you're in an agency now, I've got a special offer where it's like my top PR strategies for agencies. So it's under the Spotlight Agency page. So have a look at that. That just gives you an idea of what a pop-up can look like and how it can kind of boost your business to business customer list. So, sorry, I kicked the tripod. So yeah, pop-ups, really important part of the whole process. If you need to be thinking about what other lead magnets might generate interest as well. So I've tried lots and lots. I've done competitions, I've done discount codes, always work well. But then you're actually discounting your brand. So if you're a really premium brand, you might not want to run a discount code. And you might not want a customer that is just going to be wanting discounts all the time. So have a think about what value you can add with a lead magnet, which I know is a bit of jargon, but something that some advice you can give, some top 10 tips you could give them that they won't get anywhere else. And it'll just help them buy into you, but also buy into your list. So once you've got them on your list, what do you want them to do? Well, really we want to engage them and introduce them to our brand, our personality, show them what other people are saying about us. So it might be reviews, testimonials, any PR coverage we've had, which media we've been in. So yeah, it's really important as the welcome sequence. I think what I've seen work really well is like a little note from the founder. So that could be for a big e-commerce store, or it could be a smaller brand. So just a little personalised introduction to the brand, say thank you for joining us, we're looking forward to sharing our news with you. And it doesn't have to be that long, but make sure you've got photography and interesting bits and bobs in there. Maybe even a little welcome video would work well. So yeah, it's all about A/B testing and trialing as well. So discount codes, welcome notes from founders really work well for that first initial email. And then as part of the welcome sequence within things like Klaviyo, MailChimp and what other one did I say, ConvertKit, you can set up actual automated sequences. And this is the brilliant thing I love about email marketing. You can take some of the churn work away from you. So the brilliant thing about a founder note, for example, is you're personalizing a message towards your new customer, your new potential customer, and they really feel a connection to you. They feel a connection to the brand. They think that you're thinking about them, and that's how you want them to feel. You want them to feel engaged. You want them to feel surprised, delighted, all of those good things that a new customer or a new potential customer should feel with your business. So yeah, that's a really good way to do it. And so that's welcome notes, and that's kind of the first one. But I did mention the power of social proof as well, which I know I bang on about all the time. I'm just getting my notes. But social proof as part of a welcome sequence can work really well. So you should think about kind of 2 or 3 emails as part of that welcome sequence. Don't just give them one and then think you're done, because you're not. And you can time the emails as well. It's brilliant. So you could wait a day and then send another one, wait another day and send another one, depending on your business and your sales process. So I'd say, wait 24 to 48 hours and then send another email with, what people are saying about us. Here's some news about us. We've been featured in, I don't know, Vogue, Grazia, Prolific North, whatever it might be. Just make sure you're reminding people and introducing them more about the brand. And then brand stories always work really well. So why did you found the brand? Why is the brand in existence? What sort of people buy into the brand? What are other people saying? What sort of 5-star reviews have you got? That all really helps build a positive picture about the brand or your business or you. So yeah, don't forget those as part of the welcome sequence. If you need help with Klaviyo, obviously I do that, and I can help set up those systems for you. So just give us a shout. So yeah, try signing up to a few of your favourite brands' welcome campaigns and see what they're doing. It's really useful to see what other brands are up to, what other businesses do. I don't think everyone's onto it yet, so I think for business to business, it's a real opportunity to connect with potential customers in a really personal way. You can always personalise emails, and people using your own first name is a really great way to connect with people. And don't forget, we didn't even talk about this, but with emails, it's still a really high return on investment. So social media posts are great, and we've talked about organic and paid previously in these lives, but email is still one of the most high performing for sales return on investment, one of the most high performing platforms. So once you've got someone on your email list, you need to nurture them, look after them, give them the best offers, and make them part of your community, and you will definitely return a great investment on that time spent. So yeah, important stuff, because we all like more sales. So that's the welcome sequence. What about if you're running like a Shopify store or a big commerce store or selling retail? Have a think about abandoned cart sequences. So this is like number 2 of most important emails that you should set up. So if I've been having a look on, I don't know, Mango, which I might have done quite recently, I should get an abandoned, and I've had a look at what I was browsing, and I've put something in my cart, but I've forgotten about it. As often happens, we all get busy. The phone rings, the dog barks, I don't know what a client might call. Yeah, I forget about what I'm doing, and I go onto a different browser and off I go, starting on another job. But an abandoned cart sequence allows you to target those people who've put something in the bag, and it's something that you should absolutely set up in your Shopify store, which pretty much most people do, but when you're starting out, you might forget to. So yeah, it's a really a no-brainer for, hey, did you forget something? You forgot your lovely items, your lovely things. Don't forget to buy them. And that can work so well. It's a real no-brainer, because you know that people are interested already. So let's see. Winback emails. So this is something that isn't as effective as the first 2, but it should absolutely be set up. So a winback email is just someone that's been on your website, they've signed up to your list, they might have browsed a bit, had a look at what you do, and you can actually target those after a certain amount of time. So it might be after a month, it might be however long you decide is important to get them back on your list. So it might be that you offer them a code or a discount, because at that point you know that they've been interested, but they've actually gone elsewhere, or they've got distracted somewhere else. So make sure you set up a winback email as well. Really easy to do in Klaviyo. In Klaviyo, you can look into the automated sequences and do it there. So yeah, winback emails are really good. And also just make sure your list is fresh. So I know I spoke to a client recently, they were cleaning their data, and always that's so important, because you don't want old people, not old people because we're not ageist on this Instagram live, but you don't want people who are not interested in your brand anymore on your list. You just have to get rid of them. So send them a note, say, listen, do you still want to be on this list, because I'm cleaning it and I want good people who are interested in my brand or my business. So just you decide how to word that, but it's a really good discipline to get into is cleaning your list, making sure your data's clean and people are interested in your brand still. So that is all the sequences we're going to talk about today. There are others, but they're the main ones. And let's finally discuss the importance of sending regular emails to your list. So this is a bit like, you know, everyone knows you need to be consistent with your social media content, because that will engage people and keep people engaged, blah, blah, blah. So make sure you're doing your paid and your organic social media posts. But as an addition to that, your email growth will only come if you keep that list engaged and if you keep it warm. So keeping contacts warm is a case of sending them interesting news, updates, behind the scenes information about your brand, about your business, secret sales, things that are going on, limited edition times, so you can follow the retail calendar. If you're a retail brand, you will be all over Black Friday at the moment. And then you've got Christmas, Valentine's Day. If you're a health brand, you're going to be looking into January, well-being goals, that sort of thing. So yeah, don't forget to make it relevant to what else is going on in the world. So it could be Halloween, etc., etc. So yeah, behind the scenes stories work really well. So what's going on behind the scenes? When I was running my own e-commerce brand, you know, I'd literally take a photo of thousands of packages going out that week, for example, around Black Friday and Christmas. And the customers absolutely love knowing what's going on behind the scenes. And that's something that growing e-commerce brands do really well. The bigger ones, perhaps not so much. So it's good to get stories behind the scenes. You know, Q&As with key people who are doing great jobs behind the scenes as well work really well. So that's it for today. We covered welcome sequences. We talked about founder messages, so those personal messages from actual people behind the brand that work really well. We talked about abandoned cart sequences, win-back emails, and regular list emails. And I hope you're feeling really inspired with your own email marketing, as I am too. So yeah, if you want to go onto onlythekind.com and have a look at my subscribe at the bottom of sorry, my dog's barking, that's so annoying. But yeah, onlythekind.com and subscribe onto the email list. And then if you're an agency owner, as I mentioned, there's a special, I think it's called 7 tips for getting PR for your agency. So that's a really nice opt-in for you. So a little gift from me to you. So just pop on to Only the Kind, go to Spotlight Agency, and that pop-up will pop up. So let me know how you're getting on with email. Let me know if you want any help with your own email campaigns. I'd love to help. And yeah, have a great weekend. Enjoy. Bye, everyone.